So as a graduate, where does the real advantage sit? And I'm coming out looking for a role in AI. And I think the first thing is you've got to know that one person can do so much more with AI, and you're that one person. You know, so it's actually increasing your individual capability. That one person could do be one small team, actually. Do you think that's one of the things they need to really think about when they're coming out, what their capability is and what that means to a team?
Yes. Yeah. So as we said, human resources is a big factor. Yes, right. So events are not looking to increase the number of human resources, so that they increase their teams. Instead, they really try to keep this number as low as possible, the size of teams, and they expect graduates to actually contribute, and not just contribute with a small little task that you're given all the time. but you actually have to work independently, and you will have to do multiple things, because there isn't going to be so many others. And it might also mean you're not working in a big team where you can just shy away and do one little thing, but you might have to do an event on your own.
Oh, wow.
Organize that if it's a small one, right? Yeah. So you won't have a lot of people there to go to and ask all these questions all the time, because people are, first of all, busy, and the amount of what they have to do, as we said, is increasing. It's shifting, but it still means they actually have to think more. If I answer the fifth attendee question that is the same, I don't have to think so much. And if you want to ask me a question, sure, go ahead while I'm repeating the same answer. But if I'm thinking strategically, and I don't have the time to answer every little thing. So you definitely have to be prepared to work independently, to learn as you go, and also get this self-confidence that you do a lot.
Yeah, and I think there's expectation too with AI tools with graduates, and that brings me to the point. I think that definitely with this age of AI, there are new roles. New roles are being, and it's happening very organically. Roles are shifting. There's no longer, as you mentioned, that one role anymore. They're all collapsed. In product management, product managers now will also design, but also create the MVP, which means that the designer's working on them in a different way, and then the developers are getting a different result as well. This is in technology. So you're doing more, and it's not even in your functional area, basically. Your role.
So while you might think your functional area is only being an event professional, we often don't have this big technology team anymore. We do have those technology specialists, which might be around audio visuals or something at the venues, but you are expected to know not only the event side, but also the data and, for example, AI side really well. So not just rudimentary in a way like, I've used AI before, but really in-depth knowledge, so that you can critically assess AI output, where you bring in your event knowledge, but also where you know how to, for example, ask AI for advice or for ideas, etc. So you need to bring in the event knowledge and expertise, and also that AI and technology knowledge. So for example, you now see roles emerging like event data analyst, hybrid event specialists, event technologists. So it's all this mix of technology and event professional that is looked for. And that's, if you want to have a job, that's what you should think to plan ahead for.
Yeah. And the other thing that which we talked about touched upon in the previous section actually, is that creativity really differentiates a person. So the fact that you can do much more as a person, that you will multitask and move across different roles and functions, it's also your creativity and the taste that really matters. So it's your judgment and your creative eye.
But of course, you might not have that as you go into the events industry, or you might not feel very confident about it.
Yeah.
So it's really important that you have that knowledge of data, right?
Yes.
Because data determines what is wanted, what your target group wants, etc.
Yeah.
So over time, your creativity will develop more because you have more understanding, a more in-depth understanding of what data tells you and what that means for your decision making and for your strategies.
And that links back to your testing too. The fact that you can test at scale faster, and you don't need as much. You can actually test with smaller things and get a result better. That's a really good point.
So you shouldn't just rely on, the first AI output that you get and think, oh, this is great.
Yeah.
You should learn to think critically about it as you have had this event, expertise, but work with AI to develop this expertise around creativity and judgment and decision making.
Yeah. So to close it off, the AI is really changing how events are planned, but memorable events are still really human. So it's a creativity, it's judgment, it's connection, and the difference, how you're going to stand out, is how you create using AI.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.